Our second speaker will be Mr. Alexander Lopez. Mr. Alexander Lopez is the regional manager of the External World Television Network, EWTN. He will speak for 10 or till 13 minutes. Please, Mr. Alexander.
Hello and good morning, Reverend Fathers, Your Excellency, Your Eminences, and everyone participating in this morning session. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of FABC 50th celebration, and of course, congratulations to everyone. I'm delighted to share some inputs on revitalizing the life of the church, especially on the aspect of digital ministry. As we all know, the church has been pushed to go to digital, to use online platforms brought about by the pandemic. Schools, churches, offices had to adapt and be familiar with online technology. With these digital services available during this time, we were able to continue operating and reaching out to our fellow brothers and sisters. Online streaming, online masses, online rosary, online adoration and devotion became a big part of our lives nowadays. And with 2.2 billion online users in Asia alone, and with 91% on mobile devices, the church was able to continue reaching out to people despite the pandemic challenges. And I think it would continue to use digital technology given we are also now facing an economic situation. We all know that streaming and posting content on platforms have become normal. We have what we call the big tech companies. Social media has become a normal thing that we use on our daily lives. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and we have those influencers. And we all know that these platforms owned by this big tech are of course driven by advertising. It is their business model. And of course, since they own it, they also set the rules. In technical terms, it's called algorithm, but in layman terms, it's rules, set of rules. It's like a house. I own my house, I set my rules. And in a country, they have certain laws. In the platforms, they have what they call algorithms, rules that they set that users should follow. Now, I cannot help but wonder, of course sometimes I ask, being also in the development industry, since these big tech platforms own and operate their platforms and they set their rules and algorithms, do they share the same values as the same values as the Catholic Church and the teachings of the Catholic Church? Are they pro-God, pro-life, pro-family, pro-marriage? These are the questions that I always try to ask. People who run these big tech platforms, definitely, they can say, this is right, this is wrong, this is my rules, because they control everything, algorithms to what they call artificial intelligence, machine learnings that they have placed in it, because understandably, they own it. But I cannot help but wonder also, if they don't have the same values as the Catholic Church, can they suspend your account? Can they censor your content? Can they limit your reach? Can they manipulate the likes, the dislikes, the sad, the angry emojis? Can they cancel? Cancel is being used daily now. And of course, can they control the narrative to fit their agenda? Let's say I'm a pro-life and I have a pro-life page on Facebook. Can they put my content to pro-choice pages? And so therefore, I would receive dislikes, angry emojis. And they can control the narrative. And so since they can manipulate, they can produce fake news, create trolls and bots, and use it to their advantage. I think this is the scary part as well of the big tech companies, if they don't share the same values that we have in the Catholic Church. So what is the remedy? There is always a solution. We can build and operate our own platforms. For me personally and my team, we are tasked in EWTN, Asia Pacific, to build platforms from the ground up so that we can set the algorithms, so we can control at least what is happening in there. We have, let's say, Netflix. We now have EWTN Flix available also. What we're using now here, the virtual environment platform, where we can freely express our Catholic views without being restricted or censored by anyone. And we can agree to disagree without canceling each other. I think it is important. We believe that dialogue is important, right? I mean, the Catholic Church is rich in talents and resources, especially in building platforms, especially in content. You, Your Eminence, Your Excellencies, Reverend Fathers, you are the influencers. You have followers. But really, more importantly, the Catholic Church provides answers, not promises. You bring answers, not promises. The Catholic Church provides answers, not promises. You know, when a person is faced with personal issues like addiction, alcoholism, abortion, unwanted pregnancy, people are looking for real answers. I remember when 20 years ago, I had cancer. My wife was pregnant. I was looking for real answers. I actually promised God that if you keep me alive, I will serve the church. I found answers in the church, found answers in the Eucharist, in the adoration, in the rosary. The church provides real answers. And these answers should not be suppressed, censored, limited, canceled by a simple platform based on their algorithm. But of course, it is still important, aside from having our own platforms, we also need to produce compelling content or compelling stories, because in the digital age, the story is the strategy. The story is the strategy. Compelling stories can stretch the fast decreasing attention span. I think it's only now 3 seconds. Because when you browse into Facebook, or you can easily just go from one content to another content if it is not compelling to you. And so it is still important that we develop compelling stories so that we can cut through the noise surrounding today's digital environment. And with that, I think the next speaker would talk about content creation for the church. Again, thank you so much, and I hope I was able to share some of my insights, some of my recommendations and solutions for the digital ministry of the Catholic Church. Thank you again, and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander.